going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's time for another update on the progress of the IBM demolition, and there's conflicting information about what they're actually doing here. Posts that I've seen have said that they're actually just removing some old ventilation from the roof of a building that they are keeping on the western side of the complex here, western side of McKinley. The eastern side will eventually be demolished completely. So yeah, let's go take a look at what's going on. Before we get going though, shout out to all my Patreon supporters. I really appreciate you guys. If you want to join them, links are down in the description. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks. So we're coming up on the corner of McKinley and North Street, and like I said in the beginning, all the buildings to the east are going to be demolished eventually. These buildings they're keeping. And as I'm sure you saw in the drone shots, or will see, there's appears to be ventilation in those dumpsters over there. So maybe they really are just taking some ventilation off the roof that they don't need anymore, some chimneys or whatever else. The buildings on the right, some people have posted that they're actually doing interior demolition. And right now I don't see any evidence to support that, but I'm sure it's going to happen eventually because, like I said, they're not going to keep these buildings on the right side of McKinley here. So here's a closer look at what's going on. They got some dumpsters and a crane lined up, which if they're doing interior demolition, having a crane here wouldn't really make sense to me unless they're somehow using it to take material out of the hole in the building and put it in the dumpsters. But again, as you saw in the drone shots, the dumpsters appear to be filled with old ventilation stuff. Like you can see a vent up there on the roof. I'm sure they're not using that anymore because all of these former buildings are being converted into a lot of office space, not really like manufacturing anymore per se. The battery facility, you can see in some of the drone shots, is on the backside of all of this development here. So there's that. And now for fun, let's walk the rest of the east side to see if, check up on its condition before demolition. So they've got the digital sign here warning motorists that the road is impassable up McKinley. Here's the former lobby of one of these buildings right here. It's going to be hard to see through this dirty glass, but literally it's crumbling inside. And past that second door, you can see even more of the ceiling falling down. And the building's condemned, apparently. Got some monitoring wells in the ground here. Probably to keep an eye out on the toxic plume. The old IBM school building, I think you call it, is over there on the right. There's another walkway linking the buildings. Each of these buildings appears to be like a skinny wing coming out towards North Street here. And a lot of them are linked by buildings, or by the sky bridges. And you can see all the paint falling off. Let's take another look here at these really interesting decals on the top of the building here. I hope they somehow find a way to save these before knocking the place down. Let's take a look up here at this doorway. Again, dangerous, condemned, do not enter. Look at all that stuff on the floor there. It's, I mean, literally just crumbling. Oh, okay. So those things on the floor were pieces of the lighting structure up there that literally just fell right out. So we'll continue walking here. Some more air conditioning unit or ventilation unit stuff here that's got to come out. mean, look at this. The concrete's really spalling apart over here. Again, some more interesting decals up there. Looks like the paint, the latex paint is just peeling right away over here. Even this railing isn't holding up too well. It's interesting, the front part of this entrance right here looks a lot more modern than the rest of the building behind it. I wonder if it was added on at some point. If you know, write down in the comments and let me know. Got some unattended shrubbery here that still actually looks fairly healthy. And that spot right there is where a car went through the building a couple of years back. I've done this walk in a previous video, but I figured since there's more activity at the site now, it might be worth checking it out. Got some deteriorating sidewalks here on North Street. Doesn't really have anything to do with IBM, but, you know, once IBM left, it really hurt the area financially. And the condition of the town hasn't really been the same since IBM was here and left. Across the street here at the business school. Really beautiful weather vane up top there. And of course, across the street, you have the McKinley over there. Still in use as a banquet hall, basically. And over here, they have a professional trucking school for people who want to drive 18-wheelers. And there's the rest of the building on the backside over here. You can see a lot of falling paint and unused ducts. And again, this part right here is another section that looks like it was added onto the building. It makes me wonder if it isn't some type of, like, elevator shaft or something. Same thing with whatever that one is in the back over there. I mean, I guess it's also possible that it's just more modern facade work that had to be patched up at some point, but to me it looks like a part of the building that was added on after the fact. And I'll take you guys, if I can not get run over here, I'll take you guys across the street real quick. Here's the school building again. This is Adams Avenue. And this is a side of the building I don't see very often. Apparently it might still be in use though, because there's a modern ID badge scanner up there. And then of course, as some of you may or may not know, behind the complex here is just a massive set of parking lots for when IBM was in its heyday. I mean, literally, this goes back a good 2 or 3 blocks here. I don't know why my camera's freaking out all of a sudden. There we go. And that church right there just recently announced its closing. I think it's been in operation for more than 100 years. But here's the back side of the school building. Give you guys a wider look here. So yeah, thanks for joining us on our tour here. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and click subscribe down below. Very warm spring day, so I thought I'd show you guys the progress of the on-site demolitions. And here is the backside of the McKinley building, formerly the cafeteria for IBM. And like I said earlier, now it's more of a banquet hall. And the westernmost entrance of the school building here. Endicott Fire Department running by. Well, thanks a lot, guys. Again, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and click subscribe down below.